Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is me coming to you from the future to make a little bit of an introduction for this slightly chaotic video. If you saw this video's title, you'll already know the big news. I moved to Scotland. Before you start to worry, yes, I'm still a student at FIT. Yes, I'm still studying textiles. Brian and I are of course still together and our home base is still in New York City. But I'm spending this semester studying abroad here in Scotland and I'm beyond excited. So I'm gonna be here for the next 4 months at Heriot-Watt University's Scottish Borders campus, specifically focusing on weaving. And of course exploring all that Scotland has to offer, and I'm so excited to take you along on this journey with me. Before officially starting this semester, I did come to Scotland to travel with my family for a little bit, and we saw some really beautiful sights, and as a whole this trip just helped me kind of like get to know Scotland as a country a bit before focusing in on school. So I wanted to share a little bit of that journey with you through a tiny little montage. So let's officially start this Scotland Study Abroad series right where it all began, with the moment that I came on campus and moved into my dorm. Hello! So today is officially my day one of my Heriot-Watt University adventure, and I am just so excited. I literally just got to my dorm room like not even 5 minutes ago. I'm fresh from the airport. I'm absolutely disgusting. My stuff is still in the suitcases right in front of the door, but I thought I'd pull out my camera and show you my dorm room before I start officially like unpacking and decorating everything, just so you can see what it's like. Let's do this. I came to Scotland with only 2 suitcases, which were filled with pretty much only the absolute essentials, like my computer and iPad, some toiletries, a couple of things from the IKEA in Serbia, and a selection of clothes for multiple seasons. I'm not gonna lie, packing for this journey and not going over the airport bag weight limit was definitely a challenge. I also purchased a bedding package from the dorm office, which included a sheet, a pillow, a pillowcase, a duvet, and a duvet cover. Of course! Oh my gosh, look how beautiful it is! Ah!
This is where we're gonna be for like the entire fall.
I'm so excited. I just got back from our evening of adventuring and running errands, and I have quite a lot of things that I had to buy just to kind of like make my room feel a little more complete, you know, just some of the things that I didn't pack and that I'm missing. Most of this is just to make my bed a little bit more comfortable, which I'm very excited about. And then I just got some like food items and things to just kind of like have as backup food in my little pantry here. I also got a notebook and a pen and a pencil sharpener just so I can start taking notes tomorrow during our welcome week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna get everything all situated, make my room look a little bit better, and then I'll see you bright and early tomorrow for my first official day of school. technically, this wasn't my actual first week of school, it was just our welcome week. The welcome week is pretty much just a week of orientation activities just to get to know the campus and our professors and our classmates. The highlight of our day was definitely the tour of the High Mill, which is the building where all of my classes are going to take place. After our tour of the High Mill and some other parts of campus, there were some very, very special guests waiting for us. Oh my gosh. Home bargains. And a new friend. We headed into town to get ourselves some sketchbooks so we could start our first assignment. Elena's also in my Weave program, and she actually knows me from my YouTube videos, which is just so funny. What a small world, right? Afterwards, I headed to the store again to grab a few more things for my dorm. Oh my gosh, I was just walking back to my building. That's my building right there. And I was like, what are all those things in the field? I don't know if you can see that, but every single one of these brown dots is a rabbit. And there are so many of them. That just like made my night. Anyway, it's been a really, really long, but really, really good day. Today, like you saw, was pretty much just like an introduction to the campus. So there wasn't like a whole lot to show you, but we got, you and me both, a sneak peek of the campus facilities, and I am just blown away and so, so excited. So you're definitely gonna be seeing a lot more of that throughout the semester. Anyway, I'm walking back. I have armfuls of stuff, and yeah, I'll just see you tomorrow.
Lift going up.
Good morning, happy Tuesday. So I'm in town again because of course I just needed to grab some more things for my dorm. Like I literally came with pretty much nothing, so I've just been like slowly building up the things I need to like live a normal life, you know? So the past 2 nights I've been getting like actual dorm things like toilet paper and cleaner and like things to exist in my space. And today I realized I actually don't have any food, so that's what we're hunting for today. Let's go find some food, and I'm also gonna show you how absolutely adorable this town is. And I'm probably gonna voice over to talk about it just because this town is so small. It's not like New York where I can just like talk to a camera and no one cares. Everyone's staring at me, so to the voiceover. My campus is in the town of Galashiels, which is in the Scottish borders. Well, technically my campus is actually a 25-minute walk away from the town itself, which is why going into town to get things is a little bit of an event, because you either have to walk 25 minutes in each direction or try to catch a bus, which has proven to be quite a challenge during certain times of day. So yeah, compared to my life in New York City, I feel a little bit like I'm in the middle of nowhere. But the campus, the town, and the surrounding area are just so beautiful and so charming and so full of textile history, which we're definitely going to explore throughout the semester. Oh my gosh. See Seeing that piercing shop made me laugh because when I was a freshman in college, like the first time, and I was for the first time ever moving into a dorm and like experiencing a new school for the first time and the welcome week and whatever and ever, my friends and I that I made in my dorm would go to the piercing shop in the mall all the time. And that's how I ended up with all of these. So kind of like being back in that headspace of like new school, new dorm, I'm dorm shopping, I'm running errands, and then seeing like a piercing place is really funny to me and really nostalgic. Anyway, I'm in a little stretch right now where there's pretty much no one here, so I feel comfortable pulling out my phone and talking to you. But yeah, I'm just like wandering around. This town is really cute and really small, and it's just filled with little like charity shops, thrift shops, boutiques, gift stores, things like that. And I've just been kind of like wandering in and out, looking at all the fun stuff. I got a couple very like cheesy touristy things that I'm excited about, but now I have to actually like focus and go get food because I have to be on campus kind of soon. So let's go food shopping and then let's head back to the dorm. Like I said, this town is really, really small, and there are only really like 2 major shopping places where you can go buy kind of like everything you need. One is this Tesco Extra, which it's really, really big and probably most comparable to a Target. So they have lots of like things you need for the home, the bath, you know, furniture, shower curtains, whatever, and some groceries. The other one that's literally just around the corner, so I'm looking at the Tesco Extra, and behind there's this Asta, I don't know how to say it. And yeah, those are pretty much like the 2 stops to actually shop in things that aren't like boutiques. And like I said, they're pretty far from campus. So right now when the weather's really nice, it's not much of an issue to do that like 20-minute walk and to make the trek over here, but I don't know how that's gonna go once it starts cooling down and the winter begins. So yeah, so I'm trying to like stock up on things now while we have this really, really nice week of beautiful weather, and then we'll see how much shopping I can actually do. I'm trying not to stress too much about it. Anyway, let's go get some food. I got my bags of food, and now I'm just waiting for the bus stop. Something I didn't anticipate would be challenging is finding the bus stops, because I keep forgetting that they drive on the left side of the road here, so I keep ending up at the bus stop on the wrong side of the street and then having to like run over. Hopefully that'll get easier with time. Anyway, I'm just gonna head back to my dorm, unpack all of this stuff, and then I'm gonna rush over to campus because we have some more of our welcome week activities, and hopefully that should be pretty fun. I thought today was going to be more orientation and just like getting to know the campus and the coursework and stuff, but to my surprise, they put us to work. We ended up having to design and wind warps for the students that are a year below us, so we, the new students, can learn about the Heriot-Watt way of winding warps and navigating the studio and all that before the semester begins. Was I mentally prepared for this activity? Not at all. But I ended up learning a lot and really liking the warp that I made, and I hope whoever ends up weaving with it also enjoys it too. Hello, happy Wednesday. It's about 2 p.m. and I'm now heading over to the weaving studio. I pretty much spent all day today because I actually had a free day, just like hanging out, taking it easy, cleaning my dorm, working on some little homework things that I'll show you later, and just trying to like have a moment to myself because I feel like I haven't had that in quite a while. You know, just like all like the rushing around and the shopping and the welcome week, but rest is over. I gotta go figure out what it is I'm doing with this warp that I made yesterday. So let's go. In this part 2 of our weaving orientation, we took the warps off of the warping boards, stretched them, and then started the beaming process. Thankfully, we didn't have to actually thread them and left that step for the other students, so I was relieved. Hello again, I'm back in my dorm room. I told myself I was gonna work on homework tonight and try to be productive, but honestly, I'm just so tired. This week has just been so overwhelming in so many ways because I flew here, I had to unpack all my stuff, I had to travel to and from town several times to get everything I need, a new school, new people, it's a new place. I'm just tired. It's definitely like getting to me. So I think tonight I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna do any work and I'm gonna be totally okay with that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Thursday. I am heading over to campus because we have like an international students little meeting thing today, which should be pretty chill. And then I think I'm gonna go on a little adventure today. So let's go. After our meeting, my friend Tammy and I went to a nearby town called Selkirk. We had a couple of goals. One was to just see what exists beyond galashiels. The other was to visit the Border's scrap store, which is a secondhand art supply store that our professors told us about. Tammy and I both came to Scotland from New York City with basically zero art supplies, so this was a really fun way to collect the things that we needed for our first school assignment, which was all about finding and collecting inspiring colors. As you can imagine, this store was so perfect for that. Like, they had piles and piles and piles of fabric scraps, most of which were really unique woven textiles from all the local mills. So we spent a few hours exploring this store, and as you can imagine, we had a wonderful time just digging through everything to find treasure.
Oh, let's feel the yarn. It's such a yarny thing.
I ended up with this really fun basket full of colors and textures. I pretty much just dug through all of the scrap piles and I pulled out pieces of fabric that had really unique colors or interesting designs or textures that I can then stick in my school project sketchbook. I also collected a few silly things that just made me happy that I could decorate my dorm room with, like this thistle embroidery and this bird print. I thought I was done shopping when I took that last clip, but I ended up grabbing a few more little extra things before heading out. I had found this bin of vintage postcards and stationery supplies, which was just so fun to dig through. And I also got some oil pastels and a few more paintbrushes. We got this. We found sheep. I'm so out of breath. Hello, it's me from the future again, and I just wanted to come in to wrap up this video. I know this video was definitely long and kind of all over the place, so if you stuck around until the very end, you're awesome. I'm really looking forward to sharing this whole experience with you, and once things officially get started and I'm actually like doing work and weaving, things should get really exciting. So if you want to stick around and see all of that, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!